Good morning, Vietnam. What's going on, guys? It's your boy JT, and welcome back to another episode of It's Only Monday podcast. This is a podcast to put a little pep in yourself. This is a podcast to make a Monday feel like a Friday. This is the podcast to get your Mondays going. How you doing? Let's first thank God for another day, because we got one, which means we got another day to level up, do good, do great, do better, all those type of things. So thank you, God, for another day. All right. I used to say that's the first thing I always say on Twitter, but it's not called Twitter anymore. It's called X. So it's the first thing I say on X every morning. But that's the first thing I do when I wake up in bed is thank God for another day. Like personally, like, yes, I tweet it, to publicly declare it. But the first thing I do when I wake up is think it, pray it. So do that when you wake up this morning, because it makes you very grateful for the day and your life, and gives you, I would say, the onus on yourself to go and take this time that's precious, that's not forever. It's a limited, finite amount of time, but take it and do something good with it. With that being said, thank you guys for being here this Monday morning. You could be anywhere in the world, and you actually are, because of the internet. So, wherever you are, thank you for being online with me here and tapping in. If you're with the kids, if you're at work, if you're at school, if you're on a vacation and you're on a trip, you are commuting somewhere, whatever it is you're doing this morning, just want to say thank you. Hope you had a great sleep last night. So what are we talking about today? What are we talking about today, Josh? Something I want to talk about today I think is important. I think it's all about talking to ourselves. You might be, wait, what do you mean talking? So let me also film this, so I can also see this. We're also talking about talking to ourselves. And what do I mean by talking to ourselves? Like, what the hell does that mean? You're like, what do you mean talking to yourself, bro? What do I mean by talking to myself or talking to ourselves today? And I know I'm repeating myself a lot because I was trying to fix the phone. If you're watching this on the video, you can see that. But if you're listening online on the podcast, on Spotify or something like that, you're like, bro, you're repeating yourself. Sorry. I'm talking about today. Let me just say the title of this: stop negotiating with yourself, bro. Stop negotiating with yourself. I'm gonna let that sink in. Okay. What does that mean? You might be saying, what do you mean by stop negotiating? What do I mean by stop negotiating with yourself is, why is it that no matter, who gives us, instruction or something to do, we will do that without thinking? Someone asks for a favor, you're like, yeah, sure. Someone, asks for anything from you, you're doing it. You're like, okay, cool, yeah, I'll figure it out. Someone just wants a ride somewhere, you're like, yeah. Now you're shifting your life around to make it happen. But when it comes to you saying, okay, I'm going to record that podcast episode, or I'm going to, draw something, or I'm going to work on my knitting, or I'm going to, start writing that novel, or whatever it is, you somehow negotiate with yourself out of it. You might be saying, what are you talking about? Well, when someone else asks you for something and you commit to that, you commit to it. Like, you're like, yeah, I'll do that. Someone asks you, hey, can you have that paper for me? Or can you, give me your notes from school? Or can you, have that report done? You're like, yeah, for sure. But when it's your own goals and your own ideas and things that you want to do, you're all gung-ho on it. But as soon as time progresses and it's late at night, or it's, you're tired from your workout, or just the day, or the kids, or whatever it is, you find a way to give yourself an excuse out of it and negotiate yourself with yourself and say, I can't work on it today, maybe tomorrow. And maybe tomorrow always turns into another tomorrow, and another tomorrow, which turns into a week, which turns into a month, which turns into a year, which turns into you on your deathbed like, yo, where did the time go? Crazy, right? But it can actually get to that real quick. And that's why I want to talk about today, is the negotiating with ourselves. Because if we stop negotiating with ourselves in the same way we give commitment to other people when they ask us for things, but we won't give the same commitment to ourselves, it makes no sense. You let someone else govern, and it's not in the sense of anything bad. Like, you're not being forced to. If someone asks you for a favor and you do it, that's great. But you will stick to that and know you have to do that and still get that done. But for some reason, when you have your own ideas and your own goals and your own things that you want to do, you put that on the back burner. And yes, valid, there might be some reasons you need to put on the back burner. You might have responsibilities. You might have things you have to do. I understand that. I'm not saying you have all the time and free time in the world to do whatever you want. But what I am saying is you do owe it to yourself to negotiate that time for yourself to do these things. Don't sit down and watch Netflix. Don't sit down and just chill. Yes, I understand you do need time to decompress and relax. But a lot of times you're kind of using that time. Like, I'll say one thing. At a certain age, at a certain time, free time to do those type of leisure activities, I think needs to be earned. Yes. You might not agree with me. If you don't, cool. Leave a comment below. Let me know. We'll argue about it. We'll not argue, but we'll talk about it. But I do think that needs to be earned. I don't think after a certain time, sitting down watching Netflix is a thing that like is owed to you. Yes, you can do it. You're an adult. You have sovereignty over your own body and your own choices and your own ideas. But I do believe after a certain time, especially when you have responsibilities and things in your life, it's not something that is it's something that you have to earn. You have to put in the time of whatever it is you want. And that's the thing. You can make the level of what this earning is. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you what it has to be. And no one really does. We do have a guideline with the world, with the things we use in the world. We do use certain measurements of things to understand whether it's money and status and what else is there. There's so many other type of things we use to calculate, those things. But you do have the opportunity to kind of give your own guideline, right? Because what you want to make as a successful life is what you make as a successful life. And what do I mean by that? I don't mean by just like whatever you want to do. No. But like there is a level of like you don't have to be working fucking 200 hours a week. I don't even know if that's possible, and not sleeping and not seeing your family and not doing all that stuff in order to consider yourself successful. If you work 40 hours a week and you're able to be with your kids and you're able to still have free time and hang with friends and family and do all that stuff, and that's good for you, and you're able to not be a burden to people and survive and, take care of yourself and your responsibilities, great. Amazing. That's a successful life to you. Great. If you're someone that wants to work hard and put your time in and build something and grow it and, put in 100 hours a week and, maybe not see friends and family as much, but, you're putting and you're building something that's going to be there for them later on in the future or whatnot, that's great too. But you have to understand what that is. But that's what I mean by earn it. You got to put in that time to earn it. Like you can't sit there and do nothing all day, sit on the couch and then be like, oh man, I deserve to watch Netflix for another 3 hours. No, you don't, bro. You need to go sit there and do some work and get things done. Whatever it is that you want to do, that's going to add value into the world. I digress. So the whole point of this conversation is negotiating with ourselves. Why are we negotiating with ourselves talking ourselves out of the things that we want? Everyone else can impose their will onto you, but then you can't impose your will onto your own self. Makes no sense. I heard tips like people try to say when you wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is thank God for another day. You guys already know that. But the first thing you should do when you wake up is don't check your email. Don't check, work stuff. Don't check like social media. Don't check any of those things. Why? Because you're automatically putting in what everyone else in the world it wants to impose on you. And what do you mean by that? Well, let's say you wake up at 6 a.m. and you go check your email. Like you might have emails from work from the Friday before, the week before, even maybe, that morning, but your work doesn't start till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever. Don't check it that early, like right when you get out of bed, because now your mindset is going to be, oh, what is needed from me at work? And you're not thinking about your own things. That time from like 6 a.m. to like a certain time, that's your time. Don't go on social media and just start consuming what everyone did on Sunday night and what they're doing Monday morning. Don't do that. Why? Because now you're taking everyone else's thing, what they want to impose on you. Remember, everyone's always trying to sell you stuff. Social media now has become just a freaking flea market, right? So when you go on there, it's going to be people trying, hey, take this, buy this, buy this, buy that. So if you wake up first thing in the morning and that's what you're looking at, everyone's just imposing their will on what they want you to do. They're trying to put you in follow mode. Quote unquote followers, right? They want to put you in follow mode. They want you to be doing what they want you to do, right? So I'm saying don't check your emails, don't check your social media, don't check any of that. Use this time for yourself when you wake up early in the morning, first thing, and tell yourself, what do you want out of the day? What do you want out of this Monday morning? What is it? Think about it. Take a second. Ding. Okay. If you thought about it, and I know there wasn't enough time, but when you do got time, not right now while you're listening to the podcast, but like after this is done, think about what it is that you actually want for the day. How do you see your day going? And then from there, build it out. Okay, I'm going to be doing my work. I'm going to do this, but I want to be able to do great on this and do that. And I'm also going to do this for myself. And then when the evening hits, I'm going to hit the gym and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and stick to it. Yes, things might happen, right, that you don't account for, and maybe it does throw your day off, but build out a guideline for yourself, especially the time that's not owed to anyone else, which is not work or family and things like that, that you can build out for yourself, carve out for yourself, and keep that for yourself. And don't negotiate yourself out of it. Don't say, oh, today was a hard day at work. Oh man, I deserve a beer and to sit down. No, you don't. Because you owed yourself, a 45-minute gym session or workout session. You owed yourself to work on that novel you wanted to write. You owed yourself a brainstorm session with your friends for the business you want to start. That's what I mean by the negotiating. Stop finding ways to get yourself out of the ideas that you have that you want to do. That's all I'm saying this Monday morning to you guys, because I've seen people do that time and time again, and I think it's time that we stop. All of us, and we all do it. I'm guilty of it too, right? There's probably times where I deserve, and I'll say another thing too is people will put that into your mind as well. This is another thing that people will impose onto you. While I'm saying don't check your social media and messages and emails and stuff early in the morning when it's your own time, is because it's everyone trying to impose their will on you. The other time when people will impose their will on you is the opposite of what I'm saying right now. And what am I saying right now? I'm saying you owe it to yourself to stop negotiating with yourself and commit to what you come up with for yourself in your own life. But there's people that will tell you, hey, nah, it's all good, man. You don't need to do that. You don't need to commit to yourself. Yo, relax. You deserve this. Oh, life is short. Listen, again, it goes back to how you see your life and how you want to build it. And that's why I'm trying to say, if you wake up in the morning, visualize your day and actually plan out how you want it to go, right? Because if you do that every single day, next thing you know, you visualize your week, then you visualize your month, and then your year, and then your next 3 years, next 5 years, next 10 years. And then you kind of have a guideline to go with that. It's like your plan. You're not whimsical in the wind out here blowing and just, whatever, someone wants me to do this. And somehow I ended up here and I don't know how. No. And don't let the people, if you have a certain, for example, if you are into, this is actually good. If you are into building out a life for yourself that obviously is something that most people haven't seen or haven't done, or you haven't seen, it's going to take a lot of commitment and time. And what that commitment time might mean that you might not have the same time to give to friends and family and time hanging out and things like that. Like if you have a goal that in mind that's like very, very ambitious, there's a lot of things you're going to have to just forego. Right? You can't be just hanging out and shooting with people. Like that's not going to get you to where you want to go, right? If that is your goal, don't let the people that don't have that same goal in mind talk you out of it. Don't. The same way I'm trying to talk you into it, don't let them talk you out of it. Okay, and that's where I'm going with the negotiating with yourself, because there's also people that will try to negotiate with you to negotiate with yourself. That's some inception right there, but it's true. They will try to tell you to have a conversation with yourself about letting yourself not do the things that you promised yourself that you were going to do. Does that make sense? Play it back. Let's rewind. I'm not, what's his name? Conscious or not conscious? From Wild 'N Out, who always like, let me rewind. What did I just say to you? Or whatever he says. But I digress. This is very important. So this is a short and sweet one Monday morning, but I think it's a very important one. I think the reason why I want to cut it off short too is because I think you need to have a lot more conversation with yourself this Monday morning. So I don't even want to take up all this time that you could be using right now to really figure out what you want to be doing. So I'm going to cut it short because I'm not even trying to impose my will. I'm trying to impose you to impose. I'm trying to impose my will is so you can impose your will on yourself and make that commitment to yourself. So anyways, it's your boy JT. And thank you for tuning in for another episode of It's Only Monday podcast. You can be anywhere in the world. No, wait, you can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me through the internet, but you're still anywhere else in the world. You could be somewhere in, like, I don't know, friggin' Mykonos or something like that, just chilling. But or even listen to this at a concert. That would be crazy. If you are listening to this at a concert, it's like you paid to be there, but you listening to this podcast. But that means you serious about your life. Anyways. So boy JT, wait, before I go, do me a favor. If you're watching this on YouTube, just do me a favor and hit subscribe right there. Do that for me. And a thumbs up. And leave a comment if you want. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, Anchor, Apple, anything else like that, the podcast, you can hit it 5 stars and rate this podcast. Other than that, it's time that we go and impose our will on ourselves and start this Monday morning off. Do good, be great. Thank God for another day. It's your boy JT, signing out.